How many blog posts does it take to get to a lot of traffic? How much time do you have? What's up, socials? Happy Savvy Tuesday. I have a question from one of Amy's elite, Kai, and I'm going to share it with you today so we can talk about a very hot topic in blogging. Despite putting out as much content as we can, we're not receiving the results we want. Are we expecting too much or not marketing well enough? Both. Kai, I love that you used the word expecting and expectations because it's so true. So many people have high expectations, but it's pretty unclear what their actual goals are. Having high expectations and having goals that you would like to achieve are not the same thing. I feel like when you state the obvious of high expectations, but don't go on to explain, these were the goals that we were hoping to have in X amount of time, that makes me think that you're not actually measuring any of the success you've had, which means you're never gonna meet your expectations. Also, publishing in high volume is nice when you have an audience reading your blog, if it's something that you have agreed that they need in your editorial. But if it's not a part of the strategy of your editorial plan and instead it's just an effort to get more traffic, you must publish something in order to get something, then you're definitely going about it all wrong. When you have a blog of nobody reading it, it doesn't help to have more content that nobody's reading. Try something new. Instead of creating new content, think about what you haven't done yet to market your archives. You've been creating a ton of content, so you have a lot to work with. They deserve a little bit more attention than the one day, that first day that they were published. You should actually be spending a set amount of time on creating content, but take that amount of time for each individual blog post and then multiply that by 3 for how much time you should be spending marketing it. A lot of creators don't like to hear that, but it's just reality. If you do not market what you have going on, you're never going to have an audience for it. There have been so many amazing products and great blogs on this planet that never had an audience because they weren't marketed effectively, and therefore, do they even really matter? You absolutely need to set goals. That is the bottom line here. Set goals, because then once you do that, you can work backwards. Okay, well, what does that mean in a month's time? What does that mean per day? And then think about all the different things that you can do with your content to market it more regularly so that your archives just don't fall by the wayside. One really good example that I implement in my social media strategy is using MeEdgar.com. That's my Twitter scheduler, and what it does is it allows me to put my blog posts in there and it will automatically reshare my old blog posts so that none of my archives go to waste. That's a really scalable way of doing it. You're gonna pay a pretty penny for a machine to do that for you, but it's totally worth it if you can think about all the time you need to spend marketing your content that you don't have the ability to do because you would like to create more. And another thing you can do is start interlinking. Make sure that when you talk about something new in a new blog post, refer to something you talked about previously and link to it, so that when you do get a reader there, they can actually go and dig into the rabbit hole that is your website with all this content and learn more about it. There's so many things you could be doing. Those are a couple of ideas to get you started, but the bottom line is your expectations, yes, are too high, and you're not doing a good enough job of marketing it. And you don't have your goals in place, so work on those things. Thanks for your question, Kai, and thanks to everybody on Amy's Elite for submitting a question when replying to my email newsletters. Hint, hint, join my email newsletter, savvysexysocial.com/subscribe. That's all for today's socials. Thank you so much for tuning in. I appreciate it as always. This has been your Savvy Tuesday update. I hope you'll be here tomorrow for Sexy Wednesday. The best way to make sure that that happens is subscribing to this YouTube channel. So go ahead and make sure you make that happen, okay? I'll stand here and wait. Good job. Thank you so much. I'll see you tomorrow.